正式组的韩 Z 选手，有没有信心在本次比赛里面重铸韩 Z 荣光？
이번 초청한 선수 중에서 유일한 저그 선수인데 한국 저그의 영광을 다시 안을 수 있는지 그거에 대해서 좀 얘기해주세요.
방금 세랄 선수도 져가지고 만약에 제가 이기게 된다면 아마 유일한 저그일 것 같은데 저그의 영광을 다시 찾을 수 있도록 노력해 보겠습니다.
刚刚的比赛 Sarah 选手作为重组选手输掉了，所以如果我能赢下去的话，我会是成为一个唯一的重组选手，我也会尽最大的努力来重铸韩国重组之光。
好，重铸我们的重组荣光，那也是非常感谢两位选手的赛前采访，期待你们给我们带来精彩的对决。那接下来就要把画面交给我们最专业的解说席了。
And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Who do apologize for getting here a little bit late. I'm missing the initial player intros, but regardless, we've returned with the third series of the broadcast. If you were here earlier, we already wrapped up with Innovation versus Sue in the Showmatch All-Stars Legends series, followed by Cyril versus Hero, a banger of a best of 5 that ended quite quickly, I will say. It was a relatively fast best of 5, with Hero knocking Cyril out of the tournament 3-0. And now we're here with our next quarterfinals match. It's going to be a best of 5 between Solar and Cure. Again, if you're out there, if you happen to be a native Chinese or Korean language speaker, would love to, some translations when it comes to the interviews themselves, but otherwise we are getting ready here for our next best of 5. Meanwhile, a shout out to SC Boy, of course. Shout out to Oliveira. As you can see here, Oliveira is in the center, is casting and is commentating these matches. And we have Xiao Se somewhere in the mix as well, alongside some of the other players. I want to say like I think that's what Max said earlier, maybe XY. But regardless, again, it's a big major event. I do see some people tuning in maybe for the first time, but this is a big celebration event for the return of the Chinese server. Remember, initially this was scheduled for last year November, then was rescheduled and pushed back to this year January. But again, it's a big offline event happening in China with a, was it $50,000 prize pool? Something crazy. Like, it's an insane prize pool. Jesus. Let me just double check. Yeah, 50,000 USD. Crazy, baby. It's a massive, massive prize pool, bringing all these players together. And again, this is a series to determine who will face off against Hero in the semis. And remember, the semifinals will be tomorrow. It's a 2-day event, 2 days of StarCraft. So this is day 1, and merely here day 1 we have the quarterfinals. Day 2 will be the semis and grand finals thereafter, as the players are stepping in. Let's go. As we now have that TBZ, we got it ready. As they are getting ready as we speak. I'm pretty sure Solo, he was asked about Cyril in his interview. I did hear Cyril's name, which again, already out of the tournament. As the seeding, that's the caliber of play in this event, Patty. True. We have literally the best players in the world. The best Terrans, the best Zergs, and the best Protoss players are all here. You don't get better than this top 8. And I'm expecting this series to be more back and forth, to be honest. I expect it to be more of a back and forth. I'll be surprised if it's a 3-0. We'll see. Pressure's on. And what a way to start the year. What a way to begin 2026 with a 50K tournament. Crazy. Meanwhile, here we go. We have the vetoes, Tidal Sidul and Celestial Enclave, once again vetoed by Cure. Meanwhile, Tourmaline and 10,000 feet. So Cure, he vetoes the larger maps. Meanwhile, Solar vetoes the smaller maps. So basically, the extreme maps have been vetoed out. We've gotten rid of the extreme maps. And now we're loading into Mothership to kick things off. For the first time tonight. True. for the first time. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Mothership, we have the South Korean Terran player for Team Liquid. It is Cure. And in the bottom side of Mothership, we have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the Red Zerg for Team Falcons. It is Solar. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we get into this best of 5 quarterfinals match. Oh boy. Coming into this, I don't really know who to favor. I know that Solar has been excelling a lot, so I think I lean slightly towards Solar. That is true. I typically do rate Cure's TVT and TVP very highly. I would go as far as to say that Cure's TVZ is on the weaker side of his matchups, but still very strong, of course. So we'll see. We'll see how they compare against each other. I am leaning slightly towards Solar here, but I could see this going either way as Cure opens up 2x Reaper. Hyper-aggressive start. So 2x Reaper out of Cure, meanwhile Hatch Gas Pool out of Solar. Solar going for a standard opener. Maybe Cure was hoping the Solar would be cutting corners. But regardless, we'll see if Solar can find some damage. We'll see if he can find... we'll see if Cure can find the damage. We'll see if he can find Solar initially as well. Remember, this is... Oh, never mind. Marine first. My apologies. I assumed it was 2x Reaper, but no, it's going to be a different variation. A future variation going 2x Marine for a very early bio timing instead. I say very early. I'm referring to earlier than a regular 2-1-1. But this should be a stim timing. As for now, the initial goal is to hunt down the Overlord. Oh, as he's trying to figure out the direction of the Overlords, the SCV moves in, the SCV finds no Overlord top right. And Cure, he's looking. He's looking for the Overlord. Can he get it? The Overlord is coming in. Oh no! Yeah, unfortunately, Cure, it looks like he will miss the Overlord. That could have been a free supply block. As the Overlord gets in, the Overlord does confirm the placement of the Raxes. Marines are pushing forward. They actually miss the Ling as well. They do miss each other. But does this still favor Cure? Like, does he still find potentially some drone damage instead? He's going for the third. Okay, going for the third base, trying to force a cancel. Ling production has begun. The bunker is on the way now. Can Cure force a cancellation? That'd be the ideal. I mean, the ideal would have been to kill an Overlord, supply block Solar, and then cancel this base. There's a cancellation. Solar, he's avoiding this. He's going for the counterattack instead. He knows he cannot stop those Marines. But back at home, that should be a full wall. Should be. Yeah, it's a full wall off. Solar, he might be able to snipe the upgrade and deny the tech lab. As the SCV gets caught. Just the SCV. Ooh, goes to the surround. Okay. Does surround, does clean up the Marines at least. Cleans up the bio. So Solar, he at least achieves some damage here. But again, his third base is late. So I think I would have leaned towards Cure in the early game. Like, so far, he forced a cancellation, he traded against the Lings, he forced out Lings as well. Solar's had an awkward start. But we'll see where this leads us as we're going into Cloak Banshee. That is often not researched. Interesting. So, okay, couple of things. Solar, he sees the tech lab. This is a Korean follow-up. We often see this from Maru and Byun. Maru and Byun are very fond of this. Basically, what's happening is that typically, because Stim is on the way, it is efficient and it is normal for the Terran player to turn this into a 2-1-1 and go for a 16 Marine double medevac drop with reactor and medevacs. But if you notice, there's no reactor on that starport. It's a tech lab instead, which technically is inefficient because it means that the bio push is going to be delayed. It's going to be a delayed push, but it's delayed intentionally to try to catch Solar without any spores by going to Cloak Banshee. Remember, in this game, you want to be as efficient as possible, so Solar, recognizing Cure's build with Stim, with all these Marines, should be delaying, if not skipping, his spores. So there's a higher chance of this Banshee doing damage. And I believe there's no spore at the third, there's no spore at the natural. I'm not sure about the main, but if there's no spore there either, then again, the Banshee can pop off. Here comes the bio move out. I think we just panned over to the main base, and I believe there was no spore. Yeah, no spore. Wow, no spore in position. You can see Solar shake his head. Banshee's popping off, and again, this is only doing damage because of the what you expect from your opponent. Basically, this is a metagame, right? Basically, this is metagaming. This is why Maru and Beyond are very fond of this. 5 drone kills already. Oh, he gets a surround though. Okay, gets a full surround. So nice cleanup out of Solar. That should not have happened. Cure got caught with his pants down, but at the same time, Solar, he's rushing into those spores, rushing into the lair. There was no Overseer either, but it was only 5 drones. Could have been worse. And even denies the upgrade. Okay. So we have a back and forth. We have a back and forth here. I feel like it was expected for these Banshees to do more damage. These Hellions are late. So ideally, these Hellions would have more... I don't know if you noticed, the armory is done. This was meant to be a Hellbat push. But Cure, he lost 70% of his Marines. Like, his Marine army, like, it's almost non-existent. Now they're pointing out no Bailey Nest. No Bailey Nest. Hellbats morph in. Imagine this push with like 20 more Marines. That would have been game. That would have been game then and there. Queens are trying to hold their own. Lings are coming from behind. More Hellbats are morphing in. And this is meant to kill. This is meant to end the game. But there are so many Queens. And again, there's not enough Marines. There's just not enough of a Stim Bioforce to support. Yeah, with that, some more Queens, they just zone away. And this has not done enough. This just has not done enough damage. Remember, Cure, he doesn't have an expansion behind this. There was potential with this build from Cure, but he just lost too many Marines in the lead up to this. And now he's getting a 3rd CC, a very late 3rd base. So 3rd CC is in production. I think I saw the 3rd CC at least at the natural. Cure, he's just going for the 2nd wave. Okay. I believe no bathing speed, just because of how late the bathing nest was. Gets on top of one of the Queens. 2 Queens, no transfuse. No transfuse, limited splits there out of Cure. Does Cure still have enough though? It might still barely be enough. Does target fire the Bailing. But there's still, what, 6 Queens left. Down to 5. 5 Queens remaining. Ooh, does snipe the medevac. And Solar's holding. Solar, he does hold on. Oh, the clean feed dying on us a little bit here. There we go. It's all good, clearing up. Yeah, good. Stay clean, clean feed. Stay clean. Don't get dirty. As Cure, he's going for wave 3. 3rd wave is moving out. He's continued Hellion production. Hopefully the clean feed clears up. I know that there's a backup, so I might look into that after the game. Now though, Cure, he's forced back to his own 3rd. And he should be able to get it up and running. Now, as we get into the mid game, Solar, he's in a better position, right? Solar, he's got a faster 4th base. He's been able to join up. He survived the hyper aggression of Cure. So I would say that Solar is now, again, kind of getting into his own. Cure is zoned back. And now we're pushing through the center. Can Cure still make this work? Does force a cancel. Okay. Nice, the 5th. Nice, the 5th base. But Solar, he's about to max out. He's almost there. He's almost maxed out. Are still keeping up with the movement, still keeping up with the drops. Not quite able to catch out the army. But there's plenty on the high ground. Now, I'm not entirely certain if Solar has turned on his Infestation bit yet, which is a bit of a concern. Nice drag on the mines, though. Oof. One Widow Mine connects. But Solar, he defends against the main army. At the same time, double drop into the middle line, gets a handful of drones. Oh no, the Medivacs! Oh my god, they're so low. Full Medivac goes down. Drops a denied, and Solar, he's still maxed, by the way. He's still maxed out with purely Lingbane Hydra, no Hive, no Vipers, no Infestation Pits. That's maxing out Lingbane Hydra, and he's going for the kill. Finally, Solar, he's had enough defending. He can break out, and he should overwhelm. Again, I love that Cure mixed it up this game and he was hyper aggressive. It was a really unique build and really unique response. But the execution was lacking. The execution was lacking. GG gets called, and Solar, he takes game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Solar takes the lead in the series. Again, Solar, he was able to react in time, able to build up his army in time. I mean, I say that Cure had a lot of momentum his way, and again, the initial Banshee did a lot of damage, but there was a lack of control with the Banshee. And if you remember, even though the Banshee was doing damage in the main base, he got surrounded. Cure, he got surrounded, he left his army idle, he was late to react, late to respond, and that's lost him the game. We were pointing it out at the time, but in the aftermath of that, Cure was building up into a 2-base all-in Hellbat push, and Solar had no Banelings ready. He had no Baneling nest. He had no Baneling nest. He had no Banelings ready for it. He had no Baneling speed. He had a late lair. Like Solar, his pants were down. But because Cure got surrounded, because he lost 20 Marines just before that, his push, his Hellbat timing was really lacking that DPS, was really lacking that extra amount that those Marines would have provided. So again, the build itself was sound and would have worked, but unfortunately Cure did slip up, and in the execution did slip up in the lead up to it, and did lose too many Marines before the Hellbat push. GG. GG, well played. Again, I can definitely see it working, but he just lost too much in the lead up, and with that, Solar survived and took it from there. GG. GG, well played, and now we're getting into game number 2. Let's go. As we're leading into the Old Republic. See that poor hand thing, you got smashed. Bible Thump. That is a hand warmer. It's a hand warmer. It's very popular in Korea. Basically, when you like crush it, when you like break it up in your hands, like it generates heat. So it's a way to like heat up your hands. I mean, heat up whatever you want, really. But yeah. And worms. Here we go. Here we go. We're getting into our next game. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the Old Republic, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran for Team Liquid. down in the series. We'll see if he mounts back. It is Cure. And in the top right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player for Team Falcons. It is Solar. Este Solar. But yeah, they're heat packs. That's it. Heat packs. Very common in Korea. And I'm sure in other parts of the world. But here we go. Here we go. This time, Cure, he does not sit up on the low ground. Remember, last game, it was a 2x Marine opener, which did successfully force a cancel on the third base, but did not catch the initial Overlord. This time, standard opener out of Cure. Solar, likewise, going for his own hatch gas pool. So we're calming down as we load into the Old Republic. Again, this is one of the larger maps in the map pool. Longer rushes and spike ground. Does have a bit of a more open third base location. Sorry, I say third, really open fourth base. The fourth base is more open, but the third base is relatively secure and defensive, and we often do see a lot of mid-game play on the Old Republic, even some late game as well. One of those. I mean, they're just called ice packs. We're okay. We're okay. We peaked at 47 degrees last week, unironically. 47 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. But basically, we had like 3-4 days of hyper intense heat, and now it's raining. Like now it's more humid, raining. Which is really good. Has helped out a lot with the bushfires, with the firestorms. So it has been raining these past like 3 days. But otherwise, we're calming down. We have a third CC on the way. So again, 3 CC build here out of Cure, so a lot more macro oriented compared to last game's 2 base all in. So we're settling into a more economic build, settling into the mid game. Now that we can enter the mid-game, we can discuss potential builds and potential mid-game play here on the Old Republic. It is not uncommon to see Muta play. If we were casting Shin, for example, Shin, he loves his Mutas, especially on these larger maps. And we have seen Solar embrace Muta play on this map as well. So that is a viable option, especially with the latest patch, with the latest map pool. We have seen more Muta play. Otherwise, we could still just see Lingbane. Oh, that I was not expecting, though. That's not a Spire, that is not a Mainliness, that is a fast Roach Warren. Now, it's not a Roach Rush, but that is a hidden Roach Warren, and we could see Solar try to go for a timing attack with said Roaches. You have my attention. Roach-based play is a little bit less common nowadays, especially on larger maps, just because Lingbane is more viable. So this is an interesting setup here from Solar, and it's on Cure to figure out what's going on. As remember, this Roach Horn is delaying the Evo Chambers, it's delaying any kind of Baliness, any further tech. Meanwhile, Cure getting to his bio, double E-Bays, double upgrades. Roach speed has begun. And we'll see if Solar joins up more than 3 base saturation. Making Roaches already. Okay. Production has begun. He may just... I was assuming that he might go for like a 1-1 timing, but like there's no Evo Chambers. There's no chambers, no upgrades. Roaches are amassing. I believe the Roaches have yet to be revealed. And Solar, he's cutting workers very early. 47. I assumed that he was going to at least join up his third, but this is going to be a much earlier all-in. No third base saturation. Ooh, and the Skies Night. It is crucial that Cure gets into the third. If he sees the lack of drones, then he'll take a defensive stance. You can see the observers pointing it out. You can see only 5. There's only 5 drones at the third. Scans the main. Not good enough. this... Oh, he saw the Roach. Okay. He saw the Roach moving out. That is a big tell. So he saw a Roach. We need tank production. We need Banshees back at home. We need bunkers. Solo's all in. Lings, they do get across the map. 2 SCV kills, not bad. It's 2 SCVs. The defensive setup here is not good enough. Here comes the all-in, and Cure. The pants are down. The pants are down completely. Ay. We got Marines, we got Hellions. It's going to do nothing here. As Roaches, they power on through. They break the third, and they can break into the natural as well. They can, and they will. Yeah, as the natural is forfeits. Again, there's 0 tanks at home to defend. 0 Banshees. Cure, he went for a 3cc, 1-1-1. 0 Banshee play, no tank production, just pure Marine. Like, just a really big commitment into bio. And that's the worst thing they could have here in this position. And that's just game. Like, that's... I mean, what can he do? There's nothing. There's nothing here. A man with gun is good, but not in this position. Not like this. Yeah, a couple of boys are being pulled. I say a couple, all the boys are being pulled. SCVs are pulled off the mineral line. GG gets called, and Solar will take a 2-0 lead in the series. GG. GG, well played. Again, Cure, he got caught with his pants down. The pants were down, Bappy. And also, hold on, I'll try to fix up the player. I do see that it's like fragmenting a little bit. Oh. I did notice. So I'm just trying to fix that. Okay. Hopefully this works well. Bam, beautiful. But GG, well played. So once again, Cure, unfortunately, he failed to scout the third. Remember, we spoke about it. There were only 5 drones at the third base. It was basically a 2-base all-in, and Cure, he failed to get into the third base mineral line to see what was going on. He also failed to really confirm what was happening when he scanned the main. The scan in the main base did not give him enough information. There were Roaches on the way, and unfortunately, blindly, Cure was going for Marine production. Blindly, he was delaying tanks, and blindly, he skipped Banshees. Like, blindly, he was just focusing on Marine production. He got caught with his pants down. GG, and now we're getting into game 3. Do we see another 3-0 as we load into White Rabbits? Let's go. Esther J, you're the best. Oh, thank you, Jay. Thank you. Appreciate it. Esther J. Here we go. We're getting into our next game, into potentially the final game of the series. Actually, in the bottom left-hand corner, we have a Cure for Team Liquid.
Cure.
And in the top right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the Red Zerg. It is Solar.
Solar.
Here we go. We are going to be calming down. We're settling in. And oh my god, Kira, he opens up with a proxy 2x. He's crazy, Pappy. He's crazy. Settling in, we do have the proxy on the right-hand side. As Solo sends his first overlord across the map, his second overlord should be staying outside of his own natural. Now, notoriously, Solo has some really shaky 2x defense. True. Like, notoriously, we've seen Solo drop a lot of games and lose a lot of series to proxies like this. So we'll see how he reacts. Oh, 2x Reaper? My apologies, I didn't notice that the gas was taken. Okay. 2x Reaper at a cure. This is rarely seen in this matchup. This is quite committed, quite aggressive. This does have some staying power, but once queens mass up, they do struggle to really get any value. We'll see. We shall see. Reapers to make their way into the main. And it comes down to Solo's control. So far losing, oh, not one. Pulls away the weakened drones. Hasn't lost any workers yet. Saving both drones so far. Oh my god, one drone falls. Okay, one drone kill. Day gets two. Two drones do fall. Decent pickups. Lings have arrived, just trying to buy time for the queens. Okay, one getting up to two Zerglings. Queen is out. Solo, he wants that Reaper. Doesn't quite get it. But he has control of the high ground. Yeah, Solo, he has control of the high ground. Link speed is on the way. And so far, Solo is held. He did lose two drones. Oh, one of the queens is getting low. Solo, he's holding on. And again, when Link speed finishes, Solo, he can chase us down. Solo, he wants to lure in the queens. Oh, Jesus. So Kira wants to lure them in. Means they pull away. Nice control out of Solo. Doesn't lose a single queen. And that was 3 drone kills in total. 3 drone kills, 5 lings. Last Solo, of course, he doesn't lose a single queen. Is able to re-drone, resaturate, cure. His expansion is delayed because of this build as well. And we're in a really awkward game state. Who do we favor? Well, Cure is double expanding. Cure, he's... No, sorry, my apologies. Cure, he's getting his natural base, he's getting his starport on the way, so he's getting into a 1-1-1 follow-up. The Overlord does confirm everything. The Overlord sees everything in the main base. 0 anti-air. Oh, and we're going into 2-base BC. Fusion core is on the way. BC's at a cure. Okay. I see you. So Cure is going to BC production. We'll see if Solo is able to confirm. Ooh, the Viking is a tell, to be fair. The Viking is a bit of a tell that something is wrong. But Solo, he will not confirm. So for all Solo knows, this could be Banshee, right? This could be Banshee. Solo, he sees a tech lab. So in the back of his mind, it could be BC, it could be Banshee play. It's going to be one of the two. We know that it's Battlecruiser. And I don't see queens in production. With a low queen count, Solo's going to be in trouble. Coming out roaches. Roaches are on the way. He's getting a 6th queen, thankfully. So he supply blocks. A supply block for Solar. Curie spots the Zerglings. Armory is on the way. Secure. It looks like he's going for a Reaper Hellbat BC push. It's going to be everything at once. Now, thankfully, Solar's making roaches. He's droning. Now is not the time. Solar, he's getting a lair. He's droning up. This is risky. This is risky. That's why the Observer's pointing it out. Right now, he needs purely queens and roaches. Queen and roach production, but he's still droning. No, he's taking gases. Here comes the BC. BC teleports in. I assumed it was all going to be together. I assumed it was all going to be together. The BC does reveal itself, gets 4 drone kills in the main base, Hellbats towards the 3rd. Solar, does he have his roaches ready? Where are the roaches? Lings counterattack, roaches there with the Hellbats. Yeah, roaches, they engage with the Hellbats, and Solar, he defends. Yeah, Solar, he defends. He shuts down the roach push, he shuts down the BC, Lings, they bust into the natural, and critical damage is being dealt. Again, this was mistimed. I thought the Cure was going to bring everything together, but it was very disjointed. The Ling counterattack was brutal, 10 SCV kills. SCVs. Solo, we're going into Stormhost? Is that what? Invitation bit's on the way. Interesting. Could just be for infestors. Or you might be thinking Stormhost. Does force the defensive warp in. Solo, he sees both eBays, so he's aware it's going to be bio. Fast hype. Jesus, very fast hype. Okay. And Solar just has to calm down. Again, Solar, he's miles ahead. Solar, he's up in workers, up in bases, he's up in tech. Solar's getting a 4th base. Cure still only on 2. Remember, this was meant to kill. This was meant to end the game, and Cure, he failed to do so. Right? Cure failed to break Solar. Pressure's on Cure. Based on the upgrades and based on the fast hive, in my mind, I would imagine that Solo wants to go into fast Ultra Tech. Skip Vipers, just rush into the Ultra Cavern. That would make the most sense in my mind. Yep, there it is. Ultra Cavern's on the way. And that's just a secure way to shut Cure down. A Solo will soon max. Solo, he's what, 20 supply away. He's almost maxed out, and I'll be honest, I don't really see a world where Cure can recover. Again, like the all-in failed, and now he's kind of at death's door. If Solo's passive, then maybe. I think that's the only kind of way in. If Solo's overly passive. But Solo should be committing with those ultras. Oh no, the Thunder! Locks down the army. 5 ultras in production. That's a lot of ultras. Solo's maxed. maxed out. He's getting 2 upgrades, Adrenal, Kindness Plating. Ideally, we want to wait for Kindness to finish. And it's done. He's ready. A little bit lopsided when it comes to the execution, as the one side comes in a little bit too soon, but the Ultras, they get on top of the tanks. Tanks are going down. Do we have a Fungal ready? He does. Fungal's the army. Oh my god. Oof. Yeah, some brutal Fungals. And it is going to be a 3-0. As Sol, he has broken the main force, getting into the third base, getting into the natural. Other miles. They don't quite connect. So he collapses into the mineral line. Cure, we're coping a little bit badly. I mean, technically, the BC could kill everything. Technically. The BC will slowly kill everything. 27 SCV kills. Oh, shot. Another hydrants. I mean, that's the way to do it, but sure. Now Solo has some anti-air. Lings, they flood into the natural. They catch reinforcements. Picking up more SCVs. Once again, Solo does overextend, but he denies +2. 2-2 is going to be denied. Oof. So close to finishing. Even if it did finish, I don't think that would change anything. But still brutal nonetheless. And GG gets called. Solar, he will take the series 3-0, advancing on to the semi-finals. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to Solar. He will claim the series. Again, we were expecting Solar to come out on top here, but I was still expecting a bit of a closer back and forth. I was surprised by how aggressive Cure was. And honestly, like as I mentioned before, especially on Mothership, I was not opposed to the build of choice. Like I think the build was solid, but again, unfortunately, the execution was lacking. Cure, he was a little bit rough around the edges, and we saw that Solar was able to shut him down. So some crazy builds, even in the final game. 2-Max Reaper is crazy. Like seeing 2-Max Reaper, proxy 2-Max Reaper specifically out of Cure is not normal. It's a very odd, very subpar opener. We saw that he killed a couple of workers, but it does kind of set him behind. There was potential in the follow-up, but GG. Right, GG, well played. The follow-up, of course, was the hidden BC production and the Hellbat push, which Solar didn't know what was coming, but it was also kind of mistimed, right? The BC went in on its own. The Hellbats were delayed when it came to their push, so once again, mistimed when it came to the aggression of Cure. But regardless, GG. With that, GG, well played. With that, we are halfway through the broadcast, so we have wrapped up 3 series tonight. We had the initial show match, then we had Sterile versus Hero, and now we just wrapped up with Solar versus Cure, which means we are halfway through the broadcast. What is up next? A best of 3 show match. It's going to be a fun best of 3 show match between Scarlet and SOS. As that is going to be one of the legend show matches. I will say they're both relatively close in skill. They're both kind of like part-time-ish players, and we'll see how they compare to each other, as we should be getting a winner's interview. So just need a moment for that winner's interview. I'm just setting everything up. It should be the Legends show match into not Rainer, Classic. Let's say Classic Club. Classic. This is Club. It's gonna be a banger. But I guess until then, we're going to be cutting to a break. Bearing in mind that, I guess I should leave it recording the interview, especially if, like, say for the VODs at least, like maybe someone can provide some translations for the interview in the VODs as well. So, true. Oh. Let's go.
让我们恭喜 Sola 获得了本场比赛的胜利，把掌声再次送给他。好的，我们也是来简单的赛后采访一下。那么在双方的第一局开局，其实是一个常规开局，但是 Q 自己有一波失误，所以非常快速的拿下了。而在第二把的时候，你就选择了2本蟑螂一波的战术。这个战术是你本身就对这张地图去定制的，还是因为第一把的胜利给了你非常大的信心呢？
첫 경기는 그냥 일반 플레이로 끝났는데 두 번째 세트에서 약간 바퀴올인 전략을 들고 오셨잖아요. 이거는 혹시 첫 경기를 이겨서 준비한 그런 전략인지 아니면 이 세트 맵에 대한 특별히 준비한 그런 빌드인지 얘기해 주세요.
사실 두 번째 경기에서 큐얼 선수가 제가 생각하는 거랑 똑같이 해줘가지고 그러니까 벤시를 이렇게 뽑지 않고 할 줄 정확히 알고 있었고 그에 대해서 맞춤 전략을 준비해서 좀 손쉽게 이겼던 것 같습니다.
其实第二场的话，他有预料掉 Q 选手不会出女妖，然后所以他就按照这个蟑螂一波去打了这个节奏。
赛前已经预测到了对手大概的一个走向。那我们其实也是看到 Q 选手在被0比2之后，是选择了去野兵营出死神，然后转大河，但是被你非常完美的给防住了。能给我们简单复盘一下第3把吗？
세 번째 세트에서는 약간 빠른 병영의 사신 빌드, 그다음에 순양함으로 좀 약간 안 좋은 상황에서 역전을 하셨잖아요. 그러니까 이 세트에 대해서 간단하게 얘기해 주실 수 있을까요?
네, 초반에 제가 그 컨트롤이 좀 좋지 못해서 좀 손해를 보고 시작해서 좀 불리하다고 생각했었는데 근데 이후에 전략이 이게 예전부터 나왔던 적이 있던 전략이어서 제가 그 이후에 대처를 좀 잘 해가지고 바퀴로 손쉽게 맞고 좀 손쉽게 이겼던 것 같습니다.
其实前期亏的话还是有点大的，但是后期的打法的话是跟之前打过的样子是一样的，所以他防御做得很好，所以用蟑螂去做了一波防御，所以拿下了第3局。
今天 Sola 选手整体的状态非常好，那在第1场的比赛里面就3比0旗开得胜，那能不能跟我们说一下你本届比赛的期望和目标是什么？
첫 경기를 3대 0으로 이겼는데 이번 대회 임하면서 혹시 목표가 새로 생긴 거 있을까요?
일단 중국에 오랜만에 온 만큼 꼭 우승하고 싶습니다. 네.
时隔多年再次来到中国的线下现场，我想再次夺冠。
哇哦，他的目标是冠军！我们再一次把掌声送给他，也是期望 Sola 选手在接下来的比赛里面能有好的发挥，能够实现自己的梦想。那我们的赛后采访到这边告一段落，精彩的比赛还在继续，我们稍后回来。
And shout out to Sola for that winners interview. Once again, if there's any translations available in the chat, we would appreciate it. Appreciate the translations. Otherwise, we're going to be cutting to a break. We're going to be cutting to a break here. As I mentioned before, we are halfway through the broadcast here today. We just wrapped up with 3 series. We wrapped up with Innovation versus Su, wrapped up with Serral versus Hero, and with Sola versus Cure. A lot of one-sided series so far, purely 2-0s and 3-0s, and we may see that trend continue. Or maybe that'll be broken after the break. Gonna be cutting to a break. When we come back, we'll have a best of 3 series between Scarlet and SOS. A Legends show match between Scarlet and SOS. We'll see you soon after the break. See you soon. Bye. See you soon.